This is the superior view of the sheep brain. These are gyri or ridges on the top of the brain. These are the cerebral hemispheres. In the middle is the longitudinal fissure. This is the frontal lobes, the parietal lobes, and the occipital lobes. The temporal lobes are down here. The cerebellum is in the back. It's a little small brain. And the spinal cord is at the bottom here. It's the brain stem, actually. The spinal cord is the bottom part of it. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Don't forget the vermes.
yeah. This is the medulla oblongata from the first ridge to the second ridge, and then the pons is this part. Also on the cerebellum, you have the vermes, which are worm-like ridges. Moving to the inferior view, you have the olfactory bulbs up here, the olfactory nerves, which come out here, the optic nerves, which come out here. They come out of the optic chiasm, which is right here, and the optic tract, which comes out here. The infundibulum is right here, and the mammillary bodies are right there. If you flip to the other side and pull down the small brain, you can see the superior and inferior colliculi, which are part of the corpus quadrigemina. There's the superior and inferior. Covering the brain would be the dura mater. Normally, it has been removed here, and in between this would typically be the pia mater and the arachnoid mater, which has also been removed. Opening the brain, you can see the corpus callosum and the fornix, which is the bottom part here. In between there is a little membrane called the septum pellucidum, and the septum pellucidum covers a lateral ventricle, which is a chamber. Inside the lateral ventricle are little holes, which can't really be seen here. Those are called interventricular foramen. And also inside of the ventricles are choroid plexus, which are capillaries, which kind of can be seen there. This circular mass is called the thalamus, and the thalamus, the two halves of the thalamus are connected by the intermediate mass or body of the thalamus. Above the thalamus is the epithalamus, and below it is the pineal gland, which can be seen better on this half of the brain, right here. Also is the third ventricle, which is surrounding the thalamus area. The third ventricle is connected to the fourth ventricle, right here, by the cerebral aqueduct, which goes up here. And the hypothalamus is this mass right here, next to the thalamus. And the cerebral peduncles can be seen again right here. The mammillary bodies are this lump right here below the optic chiasm, and the cerebellum is right here, and within the cerebellum are the arbor vitae, which is the tree of life. The folia are little folds around the cerebellum, and then there is the flocculonodular lobe, which is right here in the cerebellum.
Sulci of sulfur.
That is the sheep brain.